I suppose we were building on the success of the original mortgages campaign because it worked terrifically well for them. I suppose we wanted to inject another couple of elements because we wanted to continue on with Lisa, the actress in the first ad, but we brought in a boyfriend for her just to mix it up a little bit, which again changed the dynamic, which was fantastic. We had to set up maybe some of the scenarios a little bit more instead of having the ad-lib nature that we had on the first ad.
The biggest problem with that was finding an actor who could, who could act with Lisa and who could also embellish her role and be a foil for her. And that was a hard thing to do, but eventually we found Seb, who turned out to be excellent at the part.
Because Lisa had done the original one, she was very comfortable in the role. He needed a bit of work, in fairness, and Bernard spent a lot of time working with him before the camera started to roll. He must have spent 2 or 3 hours on the morning of the actual shoot going through the various scenarios with Lisa and him. You got the impression that here was a couple. They saved all the money they had for the last number of years, and they've bought a house and they're going to decorate it and they're having a bit of fun doing it. And that really came true.
I had an extra ingredient in that. There was a young man in there as well as a young woman, and then I had to obviously work out shots where the two were working off each other best. And now initially the guy wasn't. Lisa was obviously an old hand at this now, and she's great. You just let her off. She does loads of things. She's a brilliant improviser. But the young fellow was more reticent and stiffer, and had to wait for him to kind of warm up. But again, it was just to try and get across a sense of fun, a sense of people doing things, being kind of very vivacious again, and then just these moments where you get this little personality and a nice jump cut that would work with the music and work with the background.
It was one of those ads that kind of took shape as it went along. It wasn't something that was very concrete at the start. So the agency knew what they wanted to get from the ad, and they wanted to get a kind of a very fun looking type of ad. And there was an initial kind of storyboard that we could look at for that. But the ad itself actually took more shape when we were processing it through the whole process. So we're able, as I was saying before, it was more how the textures on the walls and how they animated the ideas. Will a spider dropping down work? If a spider didn't drop down, didn't work, what else could work? That sort of thing. And there was a lot of give and take, a lot of playing around with different images to get to that certain point.
People had got used to the idea of animation happening on the background wall. So, now we were able to take that a stage further and play a lot more with it, which we couldn't do in the first one.
The first in the campaign had worked so well, we were kind of a little worried in terms of could the second one be as good? But I think it did, and in fact, I think, again, the whole team at Element put so much imagination into the backgrounds and the movement within the ad that actually I think it worked out better, and the dynamic between our couple, the casting, which again Bernard was very involved in, the casting of the couple worked out very well. That there was a kind of a natural affinity, and so their performance was very good, and so I actually think it's better than the first one we did.
Being a home buyer means lots of decisions. Every day more than 50 home buyers get their mortgage from Bank of Ireland, which leaves them free to make all the other decisions, like couch or curtains. So if you're a home buyer trying to decide where to start here.